Many delights of following celebrity kids as they grow is seeing how much they eventually end up looking like their famous moms and dads. And few children have better genes than Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's daughter Shiloh Jolie Pitt. She's 16 years old now and has made quite the transformation since her young days caught on camera by the paparazzi. But which parent does she actually resemble the most today? A loving family. The Pitt-Jolie family is a large one. Shiloh has 3 older siblings, Maddox, Pax and Zahara, and 2 younger ones, the 14-year-old twins Vivienne and Knox. But Shiloh was Pitt and Jolie's first biological child. Maddox, Pax and Zahara were adopted. Maddox from Cambodia, Zahara from Ethiopia, and Pax from Vietnam. That didn't stop the children from growing up as loving siblings, though. A media frenzy. The adoptions garnered a lot of media interest. Jolie had to jump through a variety of legal hoops to adopt Maddox, a process made all the more difficult when she separated from Billy Bob Thornton at around the same time. And when Jolie entered a relationship with Brad Pitt, it didn't go unnoticed that he became the legal father of the adopted children. Yet the announcement that Jolie was pregnant with Pitt's child whipped the media up into a frenzy. The Brangelina craze. This was hardly surprising considering the grip that Brangelina had on the world. Fans had followed every move the two A-listers had made since they had first gotten together on the set of their film Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The love triangle with Jennifer Aniston, the Friends actress who Pitt had divorced after meeting Jolie, only added to the drama and scandal of it all. A Pitt-Jolie baby was the final step. People couldn't wait to meet the child. Shiloh was born in Namibia. Pitt and Jolie were so determined to have their new baby in peace that they actually left the country. A month before Shiloh was born, they temporarily moved to Namibia so they could avoid the paparazzi and the media. But even though their army of fans couldn't follow them there, they did get the news that they were hoping for. On May 27, 2006, Jolie gave birth to a healthy baby girl. They couldn't outrun the paparazzi. The Namibian authorities had cracked down hard on the paparazzi. Reporters weren't allowed access to the area Pitt and Jolie were staying in without express written permission from the couple. Security screens were set up around their hotel. But even that measure didn't entirely work. A South African photographer was arrested after twice trying to get past security to take pictures. Such was the power of Brangelina. The most expensive baby pictures. Pitt and Jolie remained in Namibia while the media back home went wild with speculation about Shiloh. What did the baby look like? When would the first pictures of her be released? Luckily, Pitt and Jolie had that covered. They sold Shiloh's baby pictures via Getty Images, with the proceeds going to charity. The magazines People and Hello subsequently snapped up the US and UK rights to the images for a record-breaking sum. Already an iconic figure. The fervour around Shiloh reached such a height that she even got her own wax figure at Madame Tussauds. The model baby was placed in a cradle beneath the waxworks of her parents. Even though she's just a few months old, Shiloh is already an iconic figure in world popular culture. Madame Tussauds manager Janine DiGioacchino told People at the time, "Not everyone ends up being a pop icon before they can even talk." Brad's look-alike. Eventually, Jolie and Pitt returned from Namibia and resumed their lives as A-list actors. They soon also set about giving Shiloh another sibling. On March 15, 2007, they adopted another child. This was 3-year-old Pax Thien from Vietnam. And in December of that year, Jolie shared her thoughts on Shiloh's place in the family. "Shiloh looks like Brad," she told Look. "It's funny because she's almost going to be the outcast in the family because she's blonde and blue-eyed." The power of genetics. As Shiloh got older and was seen out and about more often, people began to compare her to her mother. And as a toddler with long, flowing hair, Shiloh did look like Jolie. Meanwhile, the internet soon discovered that Shiloh looked remarkably like her mother in old pictures that captured Jolie as a youngster. However, as little Shiloh grew up, she began to look more like her other parent. Like father, like daughter. Shiloh's blonde hair, her facial features, her eyes, they all came directly from Brad. When pictures of the two were set side by side, the resemblance was almost uncanny. The media found it adorable, a little girl, looking like her father rather than her famously beautiful mother. Then they observed that Shiloh preferred to dress like her father, too.
Her unique sense of style.
When Shiloh was seen on the red carpet or out and about with her family, she was normally wearing a suit. Her mother and sisters wore dresses, but she preferred pants and shirts. She also kept her blonde hair cut short, also like her father. And the media couldn't help but comment on Shiloh's unique sense of style. People felt the need to comment. Why is Angelina turning Shiloh into a boy? The cover of Lifestyle magazine rudely asked in March 2010. The magazine's coverage included the opinion of the religious group Focus on the Family, which claimed that the lack of gender distinction could be harmful. A rebuttal soon came from the National Center for Transgender Equality. Our society needs healthy, well-rounded children whose interests and tastes are as diverse as the children themselves and are not limited by outdated stereotypes of gender, they told the advocate. She thinks she's one of the brothers. People started to wonder whether Shiloh was questioning her gender identity, even if she was too young to fully understand it. An interview Jolie did with Vanity Fair in June 2010 only added further fuel to these rumors. Shiloh likes to dress like a boy, she said. She wants to be a boy, so we had to cut her hair. She likes to wear boys' everything. She thinks she's one of the brothers. Chaz lends his support. In 2011, Chaz Bono, son of Cher and Sonny Bono, and one of the most famous transgender men in the entertainment industry, said he would offer help to Jolie, Pitt, and Shiloh if it was ever needed. I would love to talk to them at some point, he told E! Online, and at least let them know we have this resource for them if they ever need it. A painful separation. But come 2016, Shiloh was in the news for different reasons. She and all her siblings were suddenly bystanders in a painful and extremely public separation. After a reported altercation between Brad Pitt and Maddox aboard a plane, Jolie filed for divorce from her husband. He wasn't a fit father, was the implication across the media. Nasty rumors. Although details of the altercation between father and son were kept as secret as they could possibly be, other rumors spread. Some anonymous sources claimed to celebrity gossip sites that Pitt's drinking and drug use had gotten out of control. Others suggested that Pitt had been carrying on an affair with his allied co-star Marion Cotillard, which she quickly denied. Hard on the whole family. In 2017, further anonymous sources claimed that the divorce had hit Shiloh very hard indeed. Shiloh's not the same bubbly kid she was before Brad and Angie split, a source told Radar Online. She doesn't understand why Brad can't be there on their family trips to Disneyland. If true, it's a testament to how close the father and daughter were. An unbreakable bond. She's the one who really takes after Brad. She's the most complex and sensitive. Their bond is unbreakable, but the separation is taking a toll on both of them, the source added. She really misses hearing Brad's bedtime stories. She's asked to spend nights with Brad. But so far, Angie is sticking to the court-ordered supervised group visitation since she has official custody. Shocking new information. Luckily, however, Pitt isn't entirely gone from the lives of his children. He still sees them, albeit not as much as he used to. Jolie has also spoken about her hope that they can remain a family in some capacity. And in recent years, the Jolie Pitt kids have started showing up publicly to support their parents on red carpets at events. But it's Shiloh's recent transformation that has captured the attention of fans, growing into her own. In 2021, Shiloh debuted a look different from her usual suited style, rocking an elegant dress and makeup. If her sister Zara's proud smile doesn't say it all, then what else could? No matter her fashion choices, what shook fans most was how strongly the teenager resembles her mother. People are curious to see if she will show any interest in following in her famous parents' footsteps. A future star. So far, Shiloh has not indicated that she's caught the acting bug. For now, though, it's more likely the world would see her join Brad to walk the red carpet together someday. even if shocking new information about Brangelina's split could change things further. Trouble from the start. Mind you, Jolie and Pitt first got together in arguably the most tabloid baiting way possible. The two initially got to know each other behind the scenes of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and rumors soon surfaced that the stars were having an affair during filming. The trouble was that Pitt was still married to Friends star Jennifer Aniston at the time, so Jolie was apparently keen to put all the gossip to bed. Facing the gossip. In a 2005 interview with Today, she said, "To be intimate with a married man when my own father cheated on my mother is not something I could forgive. I could not look at myself in the morning if I did that. I wouldn't be attracted to a man who would cheat on his wife." But, as we know, the pair did actually get together in the end. Happy times. Pitt and Aniston divorced in October 2005, just 3 months before Jolie revealed that she was expecting the Fight Club actor's child. She and Pitt would eventually have 6 kids together, including 3 adopted children. And after nearly a decade together, they finally walked down the aisle at a ceremony in Correns, France, in 2014. The best of times. "One of the greatest, smartest things I ever did was give my kids Angie, as their mum," Pitt told Parade in 2011. "She's such a great mum. Oh man, I'm so happy to have her. With a partner like Angie, I know that when I'm working, the kids are happy, safe, and prospering. And when Angie's working, she knows she has the same." But it wouldn't be long until things seemingly started to turn sour. Making movies is a bad idea. The pair made the movie By the Sea together shortly after their marriage, and speaking to The Telegraph in 2015, Jolie revealed how the film brought out the worst in them. "We wanted to see how far we could push our relationship," she said. But she insisted that nothing on screen represented their real relationship. "Brad and I have our issues, but if the characters were even remotely close to our problems, we couldn't have made the film," she remarked. Divorce proceedings get ugly. Sadly, married life didn't seem to suit the once happy duo, as in 2016 they announced their separation. Yet it would take Jolie and Pitt another 3 years to officially settle their divorce because of lengthy and often fraught discussions about their custody arrangements. The reason for their split was put down to irreconcilable differences, and Joel initially sought sole custody of the kids. Pitt fights back. "Oh." Pitt spoke up in a statement released to People magazine in 2016. "I am very saddened by this, but what matters most now is the well-being of our kids. I kindly ask the press to give them the space they deserve during this challenging time," it read. He then started his battle for joint custody of the kids in his own divorce filing, showing the strain. Marty. Jolie first discussed her separation from Pitt in a 2017 interview with Good Morning America's George Stephanopoulos. There, the actress revealed that she and her estranged husband were still focused on their kids' health. She added, "We will be stronger when we come out of this, because that's what we're determined to do as a family," but allegations in 2016 told another story. The FBI investigates. An anonymous source reported that Pitt had been verbally abusive and physical toward one of his children on a plane while Jolie was present. The pair's eldest child, Maddox, even had to step in and act as peacemaker, according to later media reports. And because of the allegation, Pitt was investigated by the FBI on child abuse grounds, although he was subsequently cleared of any wrongdoing. Things got bad. In 2017, Jolie also opened up a bit further in a chat with Vanity Fair. Of her marriage split, the star told the magazine, "It's just been the hardest time, and we're just kind of coming up for air." Interestingly, though, she admitted things got bad. "I didn't want to use that word. Things became difficult." Pitt's alcohol consumption was also apparently a major cause for concern in his relationship with Jolie. Pitt was drinking too much. In 2017, the actor even admitted to GQ that he could drink a Russian under the table with his own vodka. At that time, however, Pitt was keen to state that he no longer relied on booze, adding that he didn't want to live that way anymore. And Pitt also spoke more candidly about his feelings on the divorce proceedings that year, an investment in vitriolic hatred. Pitt told GQ Style that building a divorce case for a court battle is just an investment in vitriolic hatred, he said. Our focus is that everyone come out stronger and better people. There is no other outcome. The star admitted that he'd seen friends wasting years on that hatred and that he didn't want to live that way. Little did he know that he would still be fighting allegations 5 years later. Increase the conflict. First, in 2018, Jolie argued in court documents that the actor had been neglecting his child support payments since the divorce papers had been initiated. Naturally, Pitt's legal team fought against that claim, asserting instead that Jolie was both using her kids to increase the conflict and to manipulate media coverage. They also seemingly had the receipts to prove it. Pitt fights back. Pitt's attorneys argued that the star had given Jolie over $1.3 million over the previous 2 years. This money had apparently been used for security, travel expenses, and therapy for the couple's 6 children. It was said, too, that Pitt had loaned his ex a whopping $8 million to help her purchase a brand new property in the UK. The couple then came to a custody agreement and finalized their divorce in April 2019. Jolie opens up about her feelings, and Jolie appeared happy to talk about her failed relationship with Pitt while promoting the sequel Maleficent Mistress of Evil in 2019. Speaking to Madame Figaro, the actress revealed that, since her split, she has been able to more often embrace her free-spirited side. I feel like I'm coming full circle, Jolie told the French publication, putting herself back together. During the chat, which was later translated by Lainey Gossip, Jolie also admitted that she felt slightly lost in the wake of the dissolution of her marriage with Pitt. She told Madame Figaro, "I do not know about destiny, but I'm certain that I'm in transition and this is a homecoming. I'm coming back to myself." Her truth. Then, when Jolie was asked at what time she had found things particularly hard to deal with, she gave a heartbreaking reply. "I think it was at the end of my relationship with Brad, and then when we separated. It was complicated. I didn't recognize myself anymore. And I'd become, how do I say this, smaller, insignificant, even if I didn't show it," she said. Profoundly sad during the marriage. "I was profoundly, deeply sad. I was hurt," Jolie continued. "On the other hand, it was interesting to tap into this humility and sense of insignificance. It's a lesson I pass on to my children. The idea of renewal, and through it all, the possibility of joy. I had to rediscover the joy." A month later, Jolie discussed her private life once again in a chat with Harper's Bazaar, doing it for the kids. And she told the magazine that her kids had been a huge source of support since her split with their father. "The part of us that is free, wild open, curious can get shut down by life, by pain, or by harm," Jolie revealed. "My children know my true self, and they have helped me to find it again and to embrace it." Shots fired at Pitt. However, Jolie also seemed to imply that her ex-husband is still imposing some restrictions on her lifestyle. The star told Harper's Bazaar that she would love to live abroad and will do so as soon as her children are 18. In the meantime, though, the actress is having to base where the kid's father chooses to live. Custody battle. Pitt is still situated in Los Angeles, of course, and the custody arrangements ironed out between him and Jolie meant that she couldn't relocate far outside the city with their 6 kids. But the Maleficent star claimed that she still wants her kids to develop the same sense of adventure as she has. Jolie told Harper's Bazaar, "I want the children to grow up in the world, not just learning about it, but living it and having friends around the world." But then came another wrinkle in the ongoing split: the value of Miraval. The problem is the couple's Miraval estate. The pair bought the wine-making property in Correns together in 2008 for, reportedly, $67 million. They even co-created an award-winning rose from the chateau. But while still trying to figure out their divorce, Jolie apparently thought she should be given sole ownership of the estate, and Pitt disagreed. And even as this debate raged on, another wrinkle in their custody battle emerged: disqualifying the judge. In August 2020, Jolie asked that the judge overseeing the couple's custody dispute be disqualified the judge in their custody trial. Jolie's lawyer explained to us, that she felt the judge was biased in Brad's favor because they had some kind of connection. He said, "All my client is asking for is a fair trial based on facts, with no special favors extended to either side." Pitt fought back, of course. Custody battle continues. Unfortunately, the individuals hurt most by Jolie's transparently tactical gambit are the party's own children, who continue to be deprived of a final resolution to these custody issues, was the rebuttal of Pitt's lawyers in official court documents. The judge, John W. Ardekirk, also told the court that he can and will remain impartial in the proceedings. Yet in July 2021, the judge was eventually disqualified, denied a chance to heal. The fights in court continued throughout 2021, and in September of that year, Jolie spoke to The Guardian about them. "It's not that I want to talk about anything really, because I just want my family to heal," she said, "and I want everyone to move forward, all of us, including their dad. I want us to heal and be peaceful. We'll always be a family, but the struggle was far from over." Pitt sues Jolie over Miraval. The beginning of the latest twist in their tale began in February 2022. Pitt filed suit against Jolie for selling her share in Chateau Miraval to Tinute Del Mondo. The Bullet Train actor argued that Jolie had caused gratuitous harm to the wine business after Pitt had poured money and sweat equity into making it profitable, and the accusations didn't stop there, violating Pitt's contractual rights. Pitt's lawyers argued in court documents that Tinute Del Mondo is indirectly owned and controlled by Yuri Shefler, the Russian billionaire who controls the Stoli Group. They then argued that Stoli is bent on taking control of Miraval. Pitt's side then claimed Jolie pursued and then consummated the purported sale in secret, purposely keeping Pitt in the dark and knowingly violating Pitt's contractual rights. But things really turned ugly when Jolie hit